always proud on getting that armor. That's good enough, honestly. So. Back in the day, a warrior would just do DPS basically. And before the two-handed patch, it was very, very annoying to use a two-handed weapon, so they would use two one-handed weapons in Subjob Ninja, which didn't give them any attack whatsoever, sadly. It just gave them two one-handed weapons. Later on, Square Enix decided, well, maybe we should buff two-handed weapons a little bit, and they basically made it what it should have been from the start. But yeah. We're gonna be quite a bit OP considering the weapon we have and the level we have, but we're not fully equipped. Like, some slots are empty. So it should be okay. Repulsion, yeah, hustle. I remember. Why can't I? Come on. There you go. Sure, whatever. No. Whatever. Six years ago, I would have cringed over the equipment that I just put on randomly now. Like, oh my god, you're really gonna TP in that? No, not Astral. Oh, where's the button? Oh, there. Okay, so. Meditate gives us a lot of TP. And it crits like a goddamn tank. Okay, so I'm gonna show off the special weapon skill only this hammer has. And it deleted the mob. That was basically what the warrior did. I think right now the meta changed for warrior. I think warriors right now use a one-handed sword to trigger Fencer. And I can't fathom why or how, because that never happened to me. And then you see it at the bottom, my Aftermath level 1 effect has worn off. Aftermath is because I weapon skilled with this weapon and performed its weapon skill. The Aftermath of this one is occasional deals double damage, so pretty nasty. Which meant that you could crit for like 2k. Which is more than some people weapon skill for. So, while we're already almost in this equipment, I'm gonna show off the Dark Knight. And the Dark Knight, even though it looked like it was wearing armor, often felt like it was wearing a wet shirt. Where's the goddamn mock house here? There it is, I think. Further down? No, one to the left. Right. And yes, this was the first time Warrior actually got a hammer. It's very strange. We made a lot of fun about this thing being dull and not really being an axe, but it was a very fun weapon to use. Dark Knight combined Black Mage with Warrior. And it got some spells like Drain, but it also had a lot of physical power. Please just have everything equipped still. Oh, I have a set equipped. That's interesting. It must have remembered that. Okay, cool. Good guess. Dark Knight was one of my main jobs. And we have another relic weapon we can show off with it. This one's called Ragnarok, and it's a great sword. Ragnarok in Final Fantasy XIV is a axe. So, yeah. It's a little bit different. Yeah, it's also our server. Oh yeah. I have things on. I think they're good. Except for these. Abyss Cape maybe? No. Let's just go with that. And that one, why not? This weapon was broken for years when I got it. Like, it was incredibly strong. I got it at the end of its life cycle, but even saying that means I got 2 years out of great fun from it. But eventually this greatsword in particular has a problem because its weapon skill is not amazing. And the weapon skill only increases, what was it that increased it? Let me see. Scourge. Improves critical hit rate. Let's see how hard we can mess up this boy over there. Yeah, just a clean swipe for 1k. Then a crit for 1.5. Oh, Warrior did crit for 800 by the way. Meditate. Now we're gonna perform a Scourge, unless this thing dies too fast. So this is the special weapon skill. Only 7k. Pfft, what the fuck? $7k? That's not even my weapon skill. What the fuck? But the sword had a much more fun weapon skill and was called Resolution. We're gonna need one more because these die too fast. Resolution will do less damage and I'll explain why in a moment. Oh god, we just critted for 3.5k. So you can see this weapon is... This is the difference between a normal and a and one of those weapons. Okay, hold on. Resolution, here we go. Okay, so this did 2.9k damage. But this is because only the first of 5 hits connected. Is it 5? It's 5. So technically you would have to take this number times 5. Because once the enemy is dead, all consecutive attacks will just miss. So this would have been around 3 times 5, 15k. And this is what Dark Knights would spam over and over. Also, oh, I can show off its magic, that's right. Dark Knight has combat magic. This combat magic was very rarely ever used because it's elemental magic. But Dark Knight had dark magic, and that was a different skill tree of magic. And we have Drain, Aspir, and all kinds of other things. So right now I have 1.9k HP. Let's cast a spell. Now I have 2.4. Because I stole the HP and added it as my own maximum HP. I can also steal strength from an enemy and just use it as my own. I can also use dread spikes. So whenever something hits me, it's gonna hit it for its own HP. Come on, hit me. So it hit me for 21, and my spikes immediately drained 21 HP back. So it would only hit itself for now. This was limited to, I think, half your HP pool. So once that is gone, yeah. Yeah, I know. My electric blanket was the best for you. So what was Black Mage? Not Black Mage, what was Dark Knight used for? Dark Knight had a skill called Blood Weapon and Soul Eater. Soul Eater turns my own HP into attack, and Blood Weapon heals me for the amount of damage that I do. So if I, for example, do a Blood Weapon and a Soul Eater, then I will hit this thing very, very hard. And heal for the same amount. Oh, I miss. And yeet. And it's dead. And that was a normal attack for 3k. So, what does this mean for you now? So, this is the Dark Knight. This was my main class, considering I had the weapon and everything. That's kinda shitty though. Asuka, what job should we do next? Samurai. Samurai is a good choice, Asuka. Good one. Samurai is the king of weapon skills in this game. And uses almost the same armor. Runefencer is a great sword using tank-ish class. We can show it after that one. You can be a samurai. Yes! I can be almost everything except for Corsair and Puppet Master. And hey there, Kerrigan. What did you stream the other day? Like, I am super impressed that you're legit doing legit leveling. Like, I told it to Karan too, like, crazy to me. That you are in Quitham and you're just leveling. That is so amazing, honestly. I wouldn't do it. I'll probably get well, none of my friends play anymore. Friend to power level me to Abyssea level and then just whoosh it in one go. Abyssea is at least how I leveled a few of my classes to 99 very quickly. Yeah, I put you in Abyssea and soloed it for you, and you were to from 30 to 40 in like 2 hours or something. Okay, so samurai. Oh yeah, I have to talk to him. Man, it's been so long. Okay, oh wait. Warrior subclass. Warrior. Samurai. Am I equipped? No. We're gonna use. I feel like we. Saburo Sukihiro. Tomorrow. I'll do tomorrow. Just toss some gear on Naga. Whatever. Outrider. I'll just take the first thing we see. It's fine. ABC is how you leveled from 75 to 90. And the only reason it works is because the level that the monsters are is fairly low, but their EXP raises over time and you can get chests which have EXP in them. You can't solo it, but if you have like a pretty good 99 friend, he can solo it to a point where it's worth it. Back in the day we did it with 18 people. That was really fun leveling. So, do you remember any of these weapon skills perhaps, Asuka? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have them. I'm gonna do a quick meditate. We also have Meiko Shizui, which allows us to do 3 skills back to back. But since we used our skill on, what was it called? Dark Knight, it's currently on cooldown for all of these classes. Samurai Red had the role of mediocre damage during TP phase and then very, very high weapon skill damage. The bonus that Samurai had is he would get TP very fast. Like we already have enough for a weapon skill. I don't remember these. I think this is a good weapon skill. Let's see. Yeah, it's okay. And Samurai could yeet these out really, really quickly. And I can... So this... this is gonna be good. This weapon is very, very weak, but it hits multiple times. Which was something we used at level 50. Am I accuracy low? No. Meditate in a minute. So we're gonna see if I can make a light skill chain still. And I think it was Kasha into Shoha. Gecko into Rana is darkness. God, what is my accuracy? Okay. Let's see. Actually, let's do the darkness one first. How was that done? Sakanoki. Okay. So, you use Rana. Oh god, he's not gonna survive this, I think. And then you use this, and nope, it didn't survive that at all. So, if 2 weapon skills are used that have the right alignment, a skill chain will proc. Depending on which skill chain you proc, this could have multiple effects. For the weaknesses of the element of the monster. Darkness, for example, and you can see it here, at the bottom, just below the attack and defense value. The bottom line of the 8 elements is darkness, the top one is light. So darkness is ice, earth, water, and darkness. Which means if you perform a darkness skill chain, these elements will give a boost. If you do a light one, the top 4 give a boost. This was crucial for black mages for a long time. Because 2 DPS would set up a skill chain that would, for example, lower the element of ice. And the black mage at that point would throw his strongest nuke in to give it a boost. We called that magic bursting. I don't think it's done anymore, considering a lot of things just spam the fuck out of you. Okay, Karen, you pick the next job. Is she here? I'm not sure she is. Oh. Black Mage. Black Mage is a good one. Black Mage is a lot different than we have in Final Fantasy XIV. Black Mage is not constantly casting spells. Black Mage is casting very deliberate, but very powerful. Oh, I mean, you're from Sweden. This is that's just. Okay, do I have gear for this? Only this? Really? Magic attack bonus, sure. Demonry, sure. Oh yeah, we can show off Twilight. That's true. I mean, it maybe become... Yeah, the further north you go, the more it gets. I wish I had set this up beforehand, but it is what it is now. Hacker and Struff. So, in Final Fantasy XI, certain types of gear would have their own weapon skills. We discovered this already from my Warrior and Dark Knight. There's one exception that I know of. Maybe there's more by now. And it's the Twilight Body for casters. The Twilight Body you could get if you kill Shinryu. And the Twilight Body has its own spell attached to it. It's called... what was it? Comet? Impact. Impact. And we know Impact from Red Mage in our Final Fantasy XIV. Impact is a spell that is extremely powerful and extremely costly, because casting it costs 666 MP. What it does is it creates a small nuke, good damage, not good for the amount of MP you use, but it was still pretty good. And it would lower the attributes of the monster: strength, dexterity, vitality, basically lowering its overall level. That was very powerful, but it would cost a lot. In raids you could use it in order to buff the damage of others and debuff the monster's damage. But if you were on your own, you would not use this. This was not worth it. So I'm gonna show off what we refer to as ancient magic. And you're gonna love the cast time on this. So we're just gonna position us here. I'm gonna get a drink. Because this is freeze. That's strange. That was a lot faster than I remember it. Was that nerfed? Does a stone at it? So how much damage did we do? 2.7k. I'm not a black mage, just throwing that out there. But that was basically what black mage did. Black mage took their time, stood there for a bit, and then deleted monsters. Subtle sorcery reduces enmity. That's good, actually. Grants damage bonus to the next based on TP consumed. TP? That's very strange. Allows you to take damage with MP. Well, that makes sense. Enmity does. Reduces target's enmity. Cool. Okay, so this makes our next spell go free, which is great, so we can cast Impact. Yeah, Impact takes a while. And now all of its stats are reduced. We can't really see that because, well, whack. The role of a black mage was nuking. It's just that simple. Back in the day, black mage had another big use. It was sleeping targets. So black mages would AoE sleep everything, and then people would pick them off one at a time, while the black mages either sat there or did something else. And if you were solo, like my MP is not going up right now. I'll sit down. So you would have to do this. And you would have to do this for a good while. There were ways to buff this. But generally speaking, you rested. And a rest tick would take 15 seconds. It would get progressively stronger. And the first one would take 18 seconds. So this one gave me 20 MP for 18 seconds. Yeah. There was gear that would enhance this. There was also gear that gave you refresh straight out, like this one. This one gives me one tick? Hold on. I have the head for it as well. So if you wear this combination, you should get a 3 tick. Yeah, you get a 3 tick refresh if you wear these two things. And that one glows, so it's again an aura body. So what we generally did, we had a casting gear and we had a gear like this. Serpent, serpent, and here goes the Naras. So this is how most mages would look, because this gives you a very strong refresh already. 5 tick refresh on your own is crazy strong. Back in the day. There's more refresh things now. So if we were just running around or doing anything else that is not casting damage, you would run around like this, because you would regain your MP on the way. Right, so what's the next job gonna be? Who wants to pick? Anyone? Puppet Master, I'm not a Puppet Master. Oh, I'm sorry that I have 2 jobs that I can't play. Alright, Ellie wanted to see Rune Fencer. Rune Fencer is... I have never played it too much. I have all the skills and gear for it, or had back then. I always have to say that, because right now I don't. And... it just never felt natural to me. It also weirded me out that the main weapon of the Rune Fencer is the Greatsword, but it is, I think, not able to use Ragnarok, which was like, why? A real Scottish woman. Are you, babe? I don't even have a Greatsword I can use, I think. The Reaver, cool. Oh my god. She's English, get banned. Marry me. Oh, that's gonna be tough. I have no idea how these work. No, I can't. I can't. Restores HP, okay. Converts harbored runes into offensive energy. No. I have sadly no idea about Rufens anymore. But I can show off something that's nice. Hold on. Summoner. Summoner is very different. Yeah, Scottish have the best accent. I'll have to agree. It's coloring off of me though. So this will increase our pet level. I think that's pretty much the only thing I need anyway. Oh, that one would have been better for our Black Mage. Tough. Wait, which one did I use for my... That one? Oh, there, Avatar. Yeah, this one's... God, I have no idea anymore. Whatever. So. Are you guys having fun in chat right now? Don't go too hard on her. We need more. Maybe, I guess. I don't... Do we? Yeah, I just realized too. Just goddamn always equipping the same shit over and over. Okay, this will do. So, we had spells too. Let's start from the beginning. We have Carbuncle, because fuck that thing. Carbuncle was your starter. And it's, well, would you believe it? It's that one. Odin requires me to cast Astral Flow, which I do not have at the moment. So what can these boys do? They can do three things. They can do Favor, Ward, and Rage. Favor takes a little bit of its physical damage, but gives me a buff depending on which one it is. So Garbuncle's Favor recovers my HP if I'm near it. I will kick it if I could. But we really don't need to cast Favor at the moment, so we're gonna remove that. I think we're gonna remove that. Okay, so Ward means a positive buff. Basically, Garbuncle can do some healing and can remove some debuffs. Nothing crazy. Let's just do a healing one. Wait, you can? That's not a thing. No, it's not. Don't tempt me. So, every one of them had rage as well. Holy Mist. Let's use Holy Mist. That's basically Holy too, friend. Not bad. Okay, so that's pretty much what Garbuncle is. Let's eat it. So, let's do Fenrir. Fenrir was a summon for us, and Fenrir was obtained by defeating Ifrit, Titan, Leviathan, Garuda, Shiva, and Ramu. So this is basically... this was the top tier summon at level 75. And it's a dog. This thing depended a lot on the moon. Its favor was magic evasion. That's not that great, sadly. Okay, what buffs can you offer us, Fenrir? Party members with an area effect will be able to steal HP or MP. Okay. Enhances accuracy and evasion. Enhances attributes. Removes 2 beneficial effects from the enemy. And lowers target's accuracy and evasion. So, boy, show us one of these holes, please. So now, whenever Fenrir attacks, or when I attack, we steal MP. Which is nice. Okay, so what attacks do you have, Fenrir? Fenrir can cast Impact? What? Don't mind me, but that's... what? What the fuck is wrong? What? No! That's... what the fuck? Yeah, in Final Fantasy XIV you only have like a... Eggy. These are the real boys. But I can't get over this thing having impact. Okay, do a Eclipse Bite. That's your signature move. Yeah, 5.6k. Thought though. Thank you, Fenrir. You may leave. Need to make sure we have the MP to do this, actually. Okay, so now Ifrit. Ifrit, well, we know him. Flame Boy. Ifrit's favor offers, I think it was just attack, which makes sense. Double attack, that's not bad. That's actually a pretty good one. It's crazy, they buffed these boys with things that I have never seen. Inferno and Fire enhances attack. I know these ones. Conflag Strike, okay, I know what that is, but... There was a little bit of green in that. Is that really a combination of Garuda and Ifrit? It's interesting. Yeah, Raktapasta, PTSD. Summoner is such an interesting job, honestly. Apogi? Monoconduit? Channels your MP into TP. No. Drains MP from your summoned spirit. I remember! So you would cast a spirit, then siphon it for MP, and then you just put it away. Right, who's next? Titan. Who would have guessed? We also had Titan, of course. Titan, I think, gives defense. This just makes sense. Yeah, Titan gives defense. What are your buffs? Stone Skin and mitigate of severe damage. Crack Throw. Do it. There's no rock friend. Okay, we will believe you through one. What is preventing critical severe damage? If you are a tank and you would take damage that kills you, and that is also excessive over 50% of your HP total, this would ensure that it would not kill you, basically. It's basically a wild card for you cannot kill me with your death move. But it didn't always proc, so you shouldn't rely on it, I think. Back in the day, it was not used much. Right, Leviathan. Very simple, I think. Just Snacko. And it gives magic accuracy, which is okay. That's fine. Magic accuracy is a good buff. Increases potency of cure effect. Lowers attack of enemies, sloga, and restores HP for everyone. And your attacks, Spinning Dive. You didn't get anything new. That's interesting. Everyone got something new but you. So, Spinning Dive is a pretty straightforward tank buster. Next one's Garuda, and Garuda's always been my favorite in these. I don't know why. Just like the bird design, I think, and the wings. Alright, we have Diablos too. Damn. I don't have all summons. I think there's Atomos and Kate Sif that I don't have. Maybe there's more by now, but those are the ones that I certainly know exist but don't have. Alexander and Odin were special summons. You could use your ability that you can only use once per hour, and then you could cast Alexander or Odin. Odin would perform his signature move Zantetsuken, however that pronounced, which would one-shot everything or deal insane damage. Alexander is the exact opposite. If you summon him, he would use perfect defense, mitigating almost 99% of damage received for half a minute, I think, which was insane, honestly. Alexander got nerfed later on pretty hard because of that. If Garuda has Conflag Strike or something similar, I'm gonna flip, because they've stole from Final Fantasy XIV, I think. I think she gives accuracy, evasion, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, what are your ward skills? Haste Guard 2, Fleetwing, which gives speed for everyone. Aerial armor, which gives blink. Normal haste gun. We don't need that. Windblade only. Okay. Windblade was one of my favorite moves because it's very strong. Oh, I have to go very close to perform it though. And the problem here is this is a wind-based monster, so it's not gonna do much. Okay, I'll put that one away. Thank you. I'm gonna go straight into Shiva. Shiva was also very strong with Heaven something eyes. Heavenly Strike? I think Heavenly Strike. Having Shiva gives us magic attack boost, which makes sense. What are your ward skills? You have converse a TP bonus on party members with an effect, that's good. Reduces evasion for enemies, Sleep Gar, Frost Armor, Ice Spikes. Pretty solid. Yeah, it's Heavenly Strike. Yeah, 4k. Easy one shot. So now we're coming up on the last one that no, Ramu and the Diablos. We're gonna summon Odin in half an hour, but I can't force that, so. Yeah, and they all play differently, isn't that crazy? Meanwhile, in Final Fantasy 14, you can, well, yellow DPS, green DPS, and red DPS. Okay, so Ramu has a little bit of a smaller beard in this one. It's still good, but it's not his entire being is beard. He gives us critical hit rate, makes sense. Shock Squall temporarily prevents all enemies within an area from acting. That sounds like an AoE stun. Shock Spike armor, and everyone gets N Thunder on their melee attacks. Very good. Volt Strike. Okay, show me what a Volt Strike is, please. Yeah, it's a Volt Strike. Alright. Alright, now we're coming up on your boy Diablos. Need a bit more MP first. But unlike in Final Fantasy XIV, this iteration of a summoner does nothing. I don't do anything but controlling these boys. When I'm out of MP, I sit. Or I hope that someone gives me refresh, ballad, whatever. But yeah. My spells are entirely from my subclass, which means I can cast some cures, and that's about it. All of these things are virtually pointless because of my very low magic skill. I have healing skill, but it's 150. Where even is summoning skill now? Oh, summoning skill is 300 only. I'm such a crap summoner, honestly. Okay, so this should be good enough for Diablos. Get one more tick. Come on then. Give us a tick. There we go. So, Diablos is Shadow Boy. And it's pretty much design that we always know, because it's the Final Fantasy VIII design. Diablos gives us gradually recovering MP. That's interesting. So, ward skills are puts enemies into nightmare. Nightmare means you're sleeping, and if you take damage, you do not wake up. Dream Shroud gives Phalanx AoE, which reduces damage. No, wait. Oh, that's magic attack RPG. This is the Phalanx, yeah. Ultimate Terror decreases all attributes. Nightmare puts you into nightmare state. This is just... what? Eternal Nightmare, normal nightmare, okay. Weighs target down, that's what it's called. Blind Slide. We didn't have that. Okay, blindside him. I just kicked him in the face. I like that. Cool. So this is Summoner, and I feel like that's one of the most interesting classes this game had. But it was also a very complicated class, because at every moment you would have to decide A, which boy do I pull out, B, which skill do I use, or do I buff? So you had a lot of variables going around, and as you saw, Garuda was not able to do a one-shot on these, because it was basically wind element versus wind element. Meanwhile, almost all, if not all, I think Garbuncle couldn't because Garbuncle is a lower level one, were able to just one-shot these birds. So you always had to keep in mind the elemental wheel about who is strong against what. I'm gonna show off the Dragoon, because the Dragoon is an interesting concept in this game, and it's a different Dragoon. It's also the only one that has a pet as a melee. That's not a Beastmaster. And having a pet as a melee is... oh boy, the Dragoon suffered for a long time. So, when Dragoon was released, all jobs had a 2-hour ability. Like summoning Odin. Back in the day we didn't have Odin, but for example that. Or 100% crit rate for half a minute, or perform 3 weapon skill back to back. These things. Dragoon had one called Call Byron. Which in itself is a very strong skill and a very problematic one. This means every 2 hours you could call your Byron. But the game intended for you and your damage to always have your Wyvern. So if a Dragoon died and had no Wyvern anymore, that basically meant that 15% of your damage that you were meant to do as a class was just PAH! And it would take forever to be allowed to call him back, because it was your goddamn 2-hour ability. This was later negated by making it, I think, a 10-minute skill. Which is good, because that's exactly what they needed. I'm just gonna throw on some quick gear. I'm really not bothered about what I'm putting on, honestly. And the Byron allowed for a lot of things. Whatever, this is good enough. I say that and then I continuously have to check still. Okay, that's good. Dragoon later on got a skill called Angon, in which they throw a spear. This catapulted Dragoon from being virtually pointless in endgame content to a required spot. Engen removed 25% defense on a target, which was incredibly useful because if one class can do that while you have 18 people doing damage, even if that class did 0 damage, the 25% overall it gives to everyone else is just so massive that it was a required job at that point. You would have usually like 2 Dragoons who would cycle through as many Engens as they can, just to lower the damage, to lower the defense of the monsters. Okay, let's call our boy. We have a boy. There he be. He be hovering. We can share our buffs with him, we can heal him, and yeah. It's your boy. Honestly. Oh, Stardiver. We have Wheeling Thrust. Stardiver. Sonic Thrust, I'm not sure if that's a skill we had. And here we see I'm hitting for 1.5k. Why do I do that? It's very simple. These boys take additional damage from piercing weapons. So if you wanted to kill birds, bring a goddamn Dragoon, because they're just gonna wreck it so hard. And the use of the Viren. The Viren can do... What the fuck is Steady Wing? Oh, it has Stone Skin. Okay, I guess it has Stone Skin. The Viren can heal me. And the Viren can also do an attack breath, which is a very low damage. It used to, at least. Maybe it changed. Let's see. No, it's still piss poor. God, it's so strong. Obviously, we had our jumps. And the jumps... Fly high. Oh, reduces. Okay, no, that's fine. Soul jump. The jumps are obviously... Yeah. They're jumps. There's really nothing to say about that. Dragoon also had one more skill that was strange and somewhat broken. I'll show you in a moment. It was called Super Jump. Super Jump did technically not do anything. Oh no. That sucks. So, what Super Jump did, it removed your enmity, but that wasn't the real use of it. So if you used it, this happened. I'm out for like 3 seconds. Now you ask yourself, why the fuck would you use it? Now, if I see a monster start using his real nasty moves, I can just be like, I'm not here. And see the party wipe below me. It's it is a very special move. If you perform it correctly, amazing. If not, then you just hover up it. Man, best luck to your niece's mom. Not funny. So, what other jobs do we have? I'll show off Bard. Bard is fun. I remember the days of leveling Bard. There were categories of classes that you wanted in your party. There were needed ones like tanks and whatever. One Azura. And then you had the choice of which DPS you wanted. And some of them a lot of people want, some of them no one wanted. But there was only one consistent throughout everything. Every single party wanted at least one Bard. At level 75, most of the time you had two Bards, because their buffs were just insane. And I can't show this really off, because, well, I can only buff myself so much. I can maybe show off the speed, I think. Yeah, I think I can show off the speed. Bards were used to increase speed, accuracy, attack, refresh MP for mages, raise stats, slower the enemy, sleep them. They could only deal with stats, not with attack or healing. They had healing from their subclass if they were white mage, but that one was again very, very limited. So no one ever relied on a bard's healing. And this is an entirely different bard than Final Fantasy XIV. This bard is like a musical. I wonder if I have two knives that are fairly fast. Twilight knife? No. 190. Do I have anything faster than 190? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Five. 8. Whatever. 14. 17. 22. 25. Perfect. So what did I do there? I was counting haste. And why do we count haste? Because haste caps at 25.5%. So every haste that you have above that is not working, sadly. But haste up to this level is counted, and haste, basically 25% haste means we attack 25% faster. We're going to need instruments. I'm actually only looking for one single one. Where the fuck are my instruments? I have no instruments? What? Oh, right. Hold on. I can give him coins. I think my instruments are in there. Locker? No. Didn't I just give you Imperial bronze coins? What? Wait, did I? Okay, now I'm confused. Oh wait, here. Imperial bronze coins. Take them. Oh yeah. Okay, I don't know why I didn't do that the first time. They're not in here either. Where the fuck are they? What? Where are my instruments? Oh, I think I know why. It's on this slot, isn't it? Yeah, it is. March, perfect. And now we're gonna reset. Do we? Is that better or not? It'll be fine. Wasn't there a movement song? Good lord, I don't remember. Raptors, Mazurka. No, Chocobo was better. So this was basically our payon. And it increased our movement speed, yay! Quite a bit even. These songs had all kinds of effects. This one, for example, that I'm looking at right now gives me re-raise. So if I die, I will be back in action in a moment. But what I'm trying to show off right now is the speed boost. For which we're going to cast this. And then Victory March and Advancing March. And yeah, this was Bard gameplay. Casting these for the melee, then running back, casting refresh for the others, and that was your thing. You did that. And as you can see, you get quite some speed out of this already. What else goes to have? More than rhyme. And here we have it. Aeolian Edge. Cyclone, Modern Rhyme, Evisceration, Energy Steals, Shadow Stitches. Yeah. That is the Bard. You would give boosts to everyone, but you wouldn't do anything yourself. And at level 75, Bard was the most wanted player, but they would also force bards to do things. They would force a bard to pull. You would have ninja as your subclass, which I do right now, because I wanted to wield 2 weapons. And here we have Utsusemi Ichi and Ni. And these are key things. And as you can see, this one's fairly slow. This one now gives me 3 blink images, which was good for pulling. And the recast was fairly low because of all the buffs that I always had. So I can cast this over and over. This one is the second spell. It goes much faster. And if you're a ninja, this gives you 4 images. So this was how a ninja tanked. And now he would cast the first one again, the second one over and over. So there's 2 things to keep in mind here. The first one is you can override the first with the second, but not the second with the first. So what you had to do is you started your first spell again when you still had like 1 image. You had the trigger up here, and when you were at like 50%, you manually cancelled the shadows from the previous spell. Because if you didn't do this, there was a chance that it would fail. So very, very unforgiving. If you did this wrong, I could end up with no shadows and my spell used. And then my white mage will be very unhappy because I'm gonna get my ass kicked in. So, do we have it? Yes. We're now going to perform an Odin, and then I think I'm good with the game for now. But like these are very, very basic ideas of what the jobs do. There's obviously a lot more depth then. Diggy, please. Mura, you also want to do Diggy? Oh, not white mage. Need to pick up Rain 40. And then we make food. Then he can't. Okay. Where was Summoner? God damn it. There it is. That would be 5 for you, babe. Cool. Okay, then we already know we have another stream coming up in 2 hours from now, basically. But first we're gonna show off Odin. And you better look proper, because I can only do this once per hour. Summoner is also the job with the most natural MP. Whitegate has very nice music. This game in general has very nice music, but it's not as... It doesn't have the energy that Final Fantasy XIV has. 14 has amazing music, honestly. I like it too. But this one has a more calm and slow approach to music. Okay, so we're using Astral Flow, which enables us to unlock our true potential, and we summon Odin. Ah, will you believe it? That's fucking Odin. He's ready his skill, and... Ching! Oh, he killed 2. And that's it. That took my 1 hour ability and my entire MP pool. Obviously, you can't justify calling Odin on a Colibri, but that's the idea. So yeah, this was another Final Fantasy XI stream. I'm running out of things to do here that I really want to show off. I think I can maybe do one more stream. But then I'll probably close this chapter and move on to other games. It's really fun to revisit it, but yeah. So thank you everyone for watching. 7 viewers, hell yeah. And we'll see each other in 2 hours-ish, if you want, for Diggy Diggy Hole with Mer, Bree, and Karen. So, bye-bye.